Hey y'all, Bookislovakia here, back to you with some more My Summer Car. In this episode, we're going to leave the bathroom and work on the car some more. I've already had a few comments on my earlier videos, and for that I am truly grateful. We're going to lean over here and get a drink of water. And it's just really cool. When I started doing this, I didn't know if anybody would be interested, and I'm very thankful that they are. Looking at our hunger, we may want to wait until morning. We're pretty sleepy. Well, not too sleepy. We gotta pee a little bit. Let's get a snack. A schnickety snack. A snacky, schnicky schnackums. We'll have some sausages. Nothing like some raw sausages to get you going. That's what she said. Inappropriate, sir. So, when we last left off, we had the engine mostly put together. Let's see. I got that picked up. I think the gearbox... it goes on one of these sides, obviously. So let's see where we can do it. I'm taking a break. I've been working on a short story today. It was actually due a month ago, and my poor publisher has been so patient with me. And I'm up to 4,000 words. I'm supposed to have 10,000. And I'm hoping to be done today. I sincerely doubt it because 10,000 words is a lot of words, and I started at 1,000, but getting up to 4,000 and change in a single day is actually not too bad for a writer. Let's see. Many writers only get 3,000 to 4,000 in a day, especially even the prolific ones. I'm sure if I was Isaac Asimov, 4,000 would be no big deal in a day, but I'm not Isaac Asimov. I'm not the writer of the Book of Love, nor am I the writer of I, Robot. That's some classic science fiction right there. If you've never read any Isaac Asimov, I really suggest that you do so. Very fun stories. He created kind of the first robot noir. I think that Caves of Steel was the first one, and he's got a robot detective in it. That's a fantastic story. You should definitely give it a read if you haven't. I'm trying to find all the bolts here for this gearbox. We don't want that coming flying off on the middle of the road. Driving in Finland's dangerous enough as it is without your gears coming out of your car. Not gears of war, though. I don't think you want those in your car in the first place. Just regular old gears for us. Reverse, neutral, forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, if you're feeling a little sproggy, a little sprightly. Okay, so those look good. There's one right there that obviously needs to be tightened down, and I think it's bigger than what I've got. So, let's try an 8. No dice. So this is one thing that I think experience with My Summer Car will handle over time, is just getting used to all the different sizes of spanners, as the British say. And I suppose the Finnish say. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all the loose bolts for the gearbox. So what comes out of the gearbox, do you think? I know it's not the oil filter. The distributor actually goes on the floor. A lot of people don't know that about cars, is you can just toss the distributor right on the floor, not a big deal. You don't even need one. And actually is part of the electrical system here. There we go. So we're actually making some progress. I hope to get the engine more or less finished. There's got to be a bolt on this somewhere. There it is. I want to get this finished today, the engine itself, and maybe some of the interior car parts put in, and we'll see. My goal now, since I actually had that wonderful reception from YouTube, thank you guys, I'd like to get more videos up. I figure I could probably film for an hour or two every day, and do some uploads in the morning, so everyone can start their day with a little bit of Bookislovakia. Get a cup of coffee, put on a show, watch me fuck stuff up. Pardon my language. I'm going to try to not curse too much. One of the YouTubers I admire is Splattercat from Splattercat Gaming. He has a great channel, and I like that he has a really good prattle. He's very fun to listen and watch, and he doesn't really curse a whole lot, which I appreciate, because for some level, it's just nice to be able to listen to someone and not just be this horrible, profanity-filled gaming channel, like, oh, F-bomb, 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 I'm so cool and edgy. I'm an edgelord. Listen to me edge. Oop. In real life, I just broke all of my legs by dropping an engine on them. But in real life, I also probably couldn't just pick this up and then drop it on myself again. Thank you, physics engine. So today is the last full day of break for me. I have to go back to real work tomorrow, and then the kids are back on Wednesday. It's not the end of the world, but I have enjoyed my time off. Should have spent more of it writing, but, you know. If any of you are writers, and if you're not, you should be, because writing is super rewarding if not the most horrible thing in the entire world at the same time. I suggest doing some writing, but if you're a writer, you understand how difficult and annoying it actually is to do on even a semi-professional level. And I'm by no means all that professional. I have some stuff that's been published. I've got a short story that got published in an Australian horror anthology, actually a military horror anthology called Snafu. You should check that out on Amazon, by the way. Snafu, the very first one. And that company, Cohesion Press, very nice people. Very, just nice people. They were easy to work with. They got some art for my story, which I really liked. And AJ Spedding, the editor, made my story even better, and that's how you know... Oh, look, you can adjust that. Not that I ever want to, I'm sure. Hey, there's a bolt. I knew there wouldn't just be one, and it's a different size than the other one. Of course it is. She made my story so much better. Guys, if you want to be a writer, make friends with an editor. A good one. They will make you look like a genius. But that story was a lot of fun. It's a Black Powder era zombie story. I wrote it because I felt like, for instance, that there just weren't a lot of interesting zombie stories left to tell. How would people react to that in the 1800s? So that was the premise, and I thought I did pretty well. I liked it. You know what? I bet that's where the fan belt goes. That's why we couldn't put it on earlier. Let's try it out. Folks, are we about to fan belt? What? We fan belted! Hello. Progress. I'm pretty excited right now, actually, because I have never made this much progress on the engine before, and I think I solved the microphone issue. It turns out that my computer was recording audio from the webcam, and as you could tell, the webcam audio is not all that nice. So now it's just capturing, as far as I know, from my blue Snowball microphone, and that should make the quality of the recording much nicer, much easier to listen to. Not so much distortion. I'll have better control over the relative volumes. I bet this was supposed to go to a place that I've covered up with other parts, because that's just who I am this week. That's going to be my constant Fallout Boy joke. So if you don't like the same Fallout Boy joke at least once a week, you probably don't want to listen to my channel. Just kidding. You definitely do. So we're going to be playing some My Summer Car. I want to do some Heroes of the Storm, because that's my favorite online multiplayer shooter. I mean, it's a MOBA. It's a multiplayer online battle arena, similar to Dota or League of Legends. The Heroes of the Storm is Blizzard's homebrewed MOBA, after giving the blessing, I believe, if I have my history correct. Tool mode, please. Thank you. After giving their blessing to the Dota team, after it became such a mega hit. At least I assume that you can call a very popular Warcraft 3 mod a mega hit. So they did very well for themselves and got Blizzard's blessing to spit off their own game, Dota 2. Available now at Steam near you. I feel like those bolts aren't all that big. Oh, okay, so they were 6. I'm probably wasting my time, since the flywheel and the clutch plate are not on this engine, yet the gearbox is. I'm very suspicious. Clutch pressure plate and the flywheel. Those seem like things that should be attached to the engine block somewhere. I have a drive gear here. Let's, where does that go, I wonder? There's a hole, and there's a gearbox. It seems like a gearbox would want a drive gear in it, perhaps, or maybe over here. Oh, okay. So I'm not sure about the flywheel and the clutch pressure plate, because I have all this other stuff installed already. And for instance, it wouldn't let us install the fan belt without having that last gear in. At the same time, I don't know. We'll see. If it doesn't go, it doesn't go. We probably won't get to drive it today anyway, because I need to put in all the suspension, the wheels, the brake lines, clutch lines, and so on and so forth. Kind of all the periphery parts of a vehicle. So we have the brake master cylinder. So I know this goes somewhere inside the engine compartment, I believe is what you would call that. In fact, I think it goes right there, and it does. Bolt that on. Well, we're not going to bolt it on yet. We're going to come back after we've gotten the clutch master cylinder. That's the starter. We want the clutch master cylinder. I was watching YBR again. He is a YouTuber who I've had to go to and watch a few videos on how to put this car together, because I certainly, as I've mentioned, I'm not really a car guy. I guess it never really interested me. It does on occasion. I get jealous of my relatives and my good friend Mark when we were growing up. He knew how to put together a car and tune it and so on and so forth. Hopefully I don't keep saying that. I feel like I repeated myself a lot the last couple videos, so we'll be working on that as well. But they know their way around cars, and that's a handy skill to have. And frankly, I'm a little jealous of it. Being able to work with your hands, build things, modify things. Something else goes in there. Something important, I bet. I don't think it's any of those pieces, though. The oil filter goes on the engine proper. We have the brake lining. What about you? What are you? The fuel pump. We need that. It pumps fuel. Fuel seems like something you'd want to have pumped into your engine. I think YBR also had trouble getting this on because it attaches in a weird place on the engine, and you can only manipulate it. At least in his video. I'm not sure when it was released because I don't really pay attention, or at least that close of attention to it. I bet it goes over here on that part of the engine block. It does. Folks, I am basically an MIT graduate now. No, ITT. MIT. Ha! We both wish. So, the fuel line, or fuel pump is on now. See if we can bolt that sucker in. We don't want the fuel escaping. That's in. Is it just the two bolts? Let's take a look. I think it is. We have that little cylinderly, gassy, fuely thing. Oh. Okay, let's see if we can answer the phone without dying this time. That would be a nice change of pace. Nice to know. I'm sure I could. We're getting pretty sleepy. Kind of have to pee. I don't know if I want to pee on camera or not. I mean, I know it's not me, but I also kind of feel like watching someone pee on camera could be a bit disturbing to some viewers. Some people have never peed before, as you well know, and that might just be too much for them. So the clutch pressure plate went onto the clutch, so now we have a clutch. Where does the clutch go? I think all this stuff goes at this end of the engine, to be honest. I bet it goes under all this stuff. I feel like that's where it should be. I'm using my engine sense. It's like the Spidey sense, but for engines. And it also doesn't work very well because I don't know anything about it. Does it go there? I don't think so. I feel like it goes in here somewhere. I'll have to stop the video at some point and just take a look because... Oh, loose bolt. I'll probably go and look, and that way you guys aren't going to sit here and watch me for 40 minutes just tinkering with an engine that I don't understand. Especially if I have to take apart all the bolts individually to tinker. That might be a bit tedious. Even though the point of this game appears to be tedium, I'm not sure if watching someone play it would also be as much fun as playing the tedious parts. Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to abandon the engine for just now because I think I have parts missing out of it anyway. And we're going to continue adding parts to the interior of the engine compartment. So I'm going to get my vehicle jack. No, what? Oh, I have to lower it to move it. Can I just take it with me? There we go. I think I'm going to try to put the wheels on this side. Apparently, that's a good spot, so, okay, we'll do that. Maybe here. I wonder if they'll simulate the fact that you're supposed to put the jack under the frame. And if you don't, if you accidentally put the jack of your vehicle Something about that doesn't seem right. If you put your jack in the wrong place on your car, you can end up crushing your body. Not your car's body, not your body. So I guess you can crush your body too if you really wanted to. There's going to be a break line. Let's see. Trail arm, right, left, RL, rear left, trail arm, rear left. That might make sense. RL, rear left. Will that go in here? I'm just going to pop it right there. I'd really like to put the wheels on or something. Wishbone, front, right. See, I've never done a suspension. Even among not knowing anything about vehicles, I really don't know anything about their suspensions or bodies. Other than they exist. Wait, subframe. I bet we need that to go in the bottom. Engine compartment. Or maybe... Aha! Ah! Not so stupid, am I? In 3 moments, you're going to be saying, "Oh yes, you are that stupid book." That's stupid. I'm going to try to move this. I don't know how to... Okay, let's try something else here. I want to say there's another jack. Yes, there's a weird car jack. Sort of like Kojak, but carjack. This won't actually solve the mystery, but it will solve getting your vehicle off the road. At least I'm given to understand that's what it's supposed to do. Here. Usually, seizures are a good sign of progress. So maybe not. Things obviously go in there. What goes in there first? Shock absorbers, the drum brakes, the trail arm, struts, half shaft, springs. Springs seem good. Steering rods seem important. Guys, I may have to take a quick break and see where we need to go next, because I don't want you to have to watch a very long video of me effing stuff up. And I feel like that would get tiresome pretty soon, especially if I don't make any progress on this engine. I mean, I've got all the main engine components on. We just added the starter motor. Runs off the battery, gets your engine going. That's the little sound when you start your car. Which I tell people as if you don't know what that would be. Kind of self-explanatory. Starter. So that's on. Is it only one bolt? Well, gang, I'm kind of at a loss now because we've progressed farther than I thought I would, to be honest. Even though I'm missing the flywheel and the clutch plates. I'm pretty sure, again, I'm pretty sure they go on the side of the engine, so let me regroup with you in just a few minutes. Because I'm kind of stuck. So I know I've got the subframe on, so I know stuff's going to have to go onto the subframe. So we've got 2 bolted things there. Wait a minute. Front right, maybe? Front right wishbone? Does the wishbone go up here? It seems like a place it could go. Okay, yeah. I'll be right back.